Every time you save a file on your computer doesn't just take it and drop it anywhere in its file system. Instead, it follows a very sophisticated pattern of naming it, putting it to the place where it belongs, and how to find it again when needed. That specific rulebook is called a file system. And in today's video, we will cover 6 of those file systems ever built. By the end of this video, you will not only understand but will have complete knowledge about what FAT, NTFS, exFAT, Btrfs, HFS+, and ext4 actually are. And most importantly, if you ever had a drive that worked completely fine on the Windows but didn't work on the Mac, or you lost the data during the crash of the system. This is exactly what you will understand today. So without wasting the time, let's jump into the video. Number 1. FAT File Allocation Table. FAT was actually built back in 1977 by the Microsoft founders Bill Gates and Mark McDonald for Microsoft's early disk operating system. The problem that was being faced was simple. Floppy disks had no way that was built in to track the files that were running. So they needed a map that could be standardized, and this FAT system solved it efficiently. FAT, which means File Allocation Table, is a file system that works on the bias of the central lookup stored at the starting of the disk and records where each piece of information is actually located. So it acts as a table of content index at the front of the book. But in our case, it just points out the points where the data is stored on the disk. When you save a file, the OS breaks it into chunks called clusters and writes them wherever there's space. It then records each cluster's location in the FAT, chaining them together so the OS can follow the chain from start to finish when reading the file back. If a cluster gets marked as bad or deleted, the table is updated. The actual data on disk isn't always erased, just the pointer to it. FAT32, the most widely used version, supports drives up to 2 terabytes and individual files up to exactly 4 gigabytes, a cap that became very significant later. It became dominant through the 1980s and 90s because it was simple, required minimal RAM, and worked on virtually every piece of hardware. Every major OS vendor supported it, which made FAT the first truly cross-platform file system in wide use. Number 2. NTFS, New Technology File System. NTFS can hold files that are way more than the hard drive. Theoretically, it calculates up to 16 exabytes. But this file system gets completely useless on the non-Windows systems and requires a driver. NTFS, which reads New Technology File System, was released by Microsoft in 1993 with the Windows version NT 3.1, which targeted to remove FAT for professional use in the larger industries. It was built on the factors that FAT never prioritized. Those things were reliability, security, and scaling. The core mechanism is a master file table, or MFT, a structured database that stores metadata about every file: its name, size, permissions, timestamps, and the exact location of its data on disk. NTFS uses journaling, which means before it makes any change to the file structure, it logs what it's about to do in a separate area of the disk. If the system crashes mid-write, the journal lets the OS recover to a consistent state on reboot. You don't lose the whole file system, just potentially the file being written. It also supports access control lists, which let you assign specific read, write, and execute permissions to individual users or groups for every file and folder. On Windows systems, NTFS scales well from a 100 MB partition to a multi-terabyte RAID array. The MFT grows proportionally without degrading read performance significantly. NTFS also supports file compression and sparse files natively. A sparse file appears to the OS as a large file, but only occupies disk space where actual data has been written. NTFS volumes can theoretically reach 16 exabytes, but practical Windows implementations cap out around 256 terabytes due to OS constraints. Number 3. exFAT Extended File Allocation Table. exFAT was built to solve only one problem, which was that FAT32 couldn't handle files that were over 4 gigabytes. But the NTFS doesn't work natively on the Mac operating system or most of the computer electronics, as it was built only for the Microsoft devices and the OS used in it. Microsoft released the exFAT to exactly target those devices, as not offering them their services was like leaving money on the table. exFAT was a file system that worked on both the Windows and Mac out of the box without any file sealing. So the obvious follow-up question is, why not just use NTFS everywhere? Because NTFS is complex, requires more overhead to implement, and Apple never built full native write support into macOS. exFAT was designed to be simpler, specifically for removable storage. exFAT keeps FAT's basic structure, a central allocation table and cluster-based storage, but removes the 4 GB file size limit and extends the maximum volume size significantly. There's no journaling, no permissions model, and no access control. It's a lean system built for portability, not security or crash recovery. When you format a drive as exFAT, every major OS, Windows, macOS, Linux, Android can read and write to it without installing anything extra. Quick question, have you ever had a file that was too large for a drive that had plenty of space left? Now you know exactly why that happened. If the first 3 sections finally made that make sense, subscribe, because the next 3 get into how modern systems handle crashes, Apple's proprietary approach, and the one that powers most of the internet's servers. Number 4. Btrfs Btrfs file system. You're running a Linux server at 3 a.m., a storage device fails mid-write, and your database is in the middle of a transaction. On most file systems, that's data corruption, but on Btrfs, the server finishes its reboot and picks up almost exactly where it left off. What happened behind the scenes is copy on write. Btrfs never overwrites existing data directly. When a file is modified, Btrfs writes the new version to a different location on disk, then atomically updates the pointer to point at the new data. If anything fails before the pointer update completes, the old data is still intact. The file system never reached a partially written state. This is Btrfs Btrfs file system, developed by Oracle starting in 2007, and now the default file system on several major Linux distributions including Fedora. The Btrfs part refers to the internal data structure it uses to index files, which allows faster lookups on large volumes than a flat allocation table. Btrfs also supports snapshots, point-in-time copies of a file system state that take up almost no space because they only store what's changed since the snapshot was taken. You can roll back an entire system volume to a snapshot from yesterday in seconds. This is how some Linux desktop setups let you undo a bad software update. Built-in RAID support means Btrfs can manage mirrored or striped storage across multiple physical drives without needing a separate RAID controller. Number 5. HFS Plus Hierarchical File System Plus. Where NTFS was built around security and scale for enterprise environments, HFS Plus was built around one thing: working seamlessly on Apple hardware. Apple's priorities in file system design were different. They optimized for metadata richness, Unicode file names, and tight OS integration, not interoperability. HFS Plus Hierarchical File System Plus was introduced in 1998 with macOS 8.1, replacing the original HFS which had been in use since 1985. It uses a B-tree structure, the same concept as Btrfs, to index files and folders, allowing faster searches on large volumes than a flat table. HFS Plus natively stores metadata that most file systems ignore: creation date, modification date, last open date, finder tags, and extended attributes used by Spotlight Search. Number 6. ext4 Fourth Extended File System. So here's the one that actually runs most of the internet, and most people have never heard of it. ext4 is the default file system on Ubuntu, Debian, Android, and the majority of Linux-based servers globally. It's the 4th version of the extended file system lineage that goes back to 1992. Each version added scale, speed, and reliability improvements over the last. In simple terms, ext4 stores files in a structured hierarchy using inodes. Each inode is a data record that holds everything about a file except its name and content, including its size, permissions, and the exact disk locations of its data blocks. The file name lives in a directory entry that points to the inode. That separation is what allows hard links, where 2 file names point to the exact same inode and therefore the same data.